you had a whole culture change after the famine, like in the Battle of the Crimea. Now, I think there was something like 10,000 soldiers on the British side killed, as compared to 200,000 Russians. But what actually happened was, that was the start of Irishmen really going in to the British Army, you know, because the work was regular. And then it was a culture change for it. Once you were in the British Army, you had a regular income, and then you had a pension at the end of it, probably small, but that was it. You could have been educated as well. Well, if you never read or write, they give you courses. You started off probably reading and writing, then you done musketry, you done all the different courses, and what happened then, you could have went up the ranks. A lot of them moved up to be sergeant majors. It was a natural. The Irishman was a natural soldier anyway, especially from the south, you know. And then you had all the ex-soldiers. They were all would have played in the military bands. So they brought that with them when they came out of the army, and their sons automatically and their families went into it. So you had, not only you had the Limerick lads spread around the world in all the empire, but you also had English lads coming to Limerick. They were based in the barracks above, say, all the different barracks. You had the cavalry regiments here, you had Scots, you had Welsh. So we had the Welsh below in the castle, and we had the Black Watch, and the Cameronians were over, I think, in the Strand, if we call it, the North Strand. And what happened, they intermixed with the local girls, and they married. And they never went back home. So
we were summoned from the hillside, we were called in from the glen, and the country found us ready at the stirring call for men.
The 2nd Battalion, for example, was never out of earshot at the front line during the 51 months the war lasted. And they were surrounded on 5 occasions and cut off until fought their way out.
No tears added to their hardship as the soldiers passed along. And although your heart is breaking, make it sing this cheery song.
That, for example, is the 14-15 star, and there is a difference, you see. I don't have the ribbon on this, but the ribbon is the same as that. That's the 14 star, that's the 14-15 star. Those who went out with the British Expeditionary Force at the commencement of the First World War were issued with the 14 star, and those who went out, there was a cut-off point around the 23rd of November of 14. Anybody who went out after that got the 14-15 star. And this was the medal that was also issued to the men who went out and fought at Gallipoli. The war medal, that was the ribbon with it. It had the effigy of King George V, and on the back of it you have St. George killing the dragon. And then you had the victory medal, and on the back of that, in actual fact, it says the Great War for Civilization, 1914-1919. And on the rim of that, of those two, for example, you have the man's name, his army number, and regiment in abbreviations like RMF, whatever, RDF. You had this is an item that was given to soldiers who were wounded, because it didn't happen in Ireland, but it happened in Britain. Women went around, there was the White Feather League, and women went around where they saw young men who looked and appeared to be very healthy, and they issued them with white feathers because they said they were shirking their duty. So you see, they issued these, then it's the discharge badge. It's a silver badge, and a soldier wearing that would have indicated that he had seen service, but he might be wounded in other ways other than physically as well, and that would have exempted him then. Once they saw that, they wouldn't have issued him with a white feather. So that had to be done, and they're numbered so they can be researched as well. You had different badges for different things. Another one was, for example, on war service. These were issued to men who were on important work in the war effort, and they were issued to men, so they could wear them, and they wouldn't be issued with white feathers either. So you had different situations.
the home fire's burning, while your hearts are yearning, though your lads are far away, they dream of home. There's a silver lining through the dark clouds shining. Turn the dark cloud inside out till the boys come home. Over seas there came a pleading, help a nation in distress, and we gave our glorious laddies honor bade us do no less. Oh, no gallant son of Britain to a foreign yoke shall bend, and no Englishman is silent to the sacred